Welcome back, Pixar. We've missed you. Inside Out was the brand new film from Pixar, and it follows this little girl named Riley. And instead of following her actual life, you follow the emotions that are inside her head, which are joy, sadness, fear, disgust, and anger. And what happens is, joy and sadness get sucked up and sent down to long-term memory, and they have to find their way to go all the way back to their headquarters so they can control her sadness and, well, happiness. And so that they follow this big journey to get back there, and they meet a bunch of other people, and a bunch of chaos happens. And while all that is going on, you get to see how anger, disgust, and fear are dealing with Riley, and it is not good at all. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys about this movie. I really cannot wait. This is probably the most excited I've been for a Pixar movie since Toy Story 3, because Pixar it's been slumping recently. Come on, let's just say it. I mean, Cars 2 just plain sucked. It sucked. I don't know what Pixar was thinking with not Toy Story, Cars 2, and then Brave, kind of overrated in my opinion. I didn't really love it that much. And the Monsters University was cute and all, but nothing Pixar. I keep burping, but you definitely know that Pixar could definitely do better than, well, what they have done for the past few years. And I thought this was going to be their big comeback, and it was. It was. I was so happy that I love Inside Out. This movie is absolutely fantastic. And the actors, or the voices, were perfect for these roles. Amy Poehler as Joy, I really didn't know how Amy Poehler could do, because I really couldn't see her much in a role like this, but she did it very well. In the comedy and dramatic department, too. And there was Phyllis Smith, who played Sadness. She was so funny in this movie. There were so many great one-liners from her, and I thought she had the perfect voice for the character of Sadness. Just the perfect voice. And Louis Black as Anger, I was really excited for, because he's a really raunchy stand-up comedian, and he was doing something like this, so it was very surprising, and I was really happy because he was so funny in this movie. Anger is probably my favorite character. I just thought he was funny, and also having Louis Black be him, it just makes it better. And Mindy Karling, I think her name is, as discussed, she was really good. She was really funny in a lot of one-liners, but was probably the weakest out of the 5, which is not anything bad, because they all were fantastic. And there was Bill Hader as Fear, and I thought he was funny. I really hoped that they would have given him more time, but they really didn't. They really were more focused on, well, joy and sadness, which is what we expected from the movie. And there were so many other great voices, too, especially this character named Bing Bong. I can't remember the actor's name, I feel really bad, because I know he's been in a lot of movies, but he was so good in this movie. He was so charming, so funny. He was just so great in this movie. And what I'm most excited for about this movie is that this really felt like a Pixar movie, and how it felt like a Pixar movie, it had the perfect humor, and you were laughing your ass off. And then there were really dramatic parts where you're crying your eyes out. I actually cried twice in this movie. Yes, twice. I'm manly enough to admit it. Shut up! But I was so happy with this movie. There were so many times when I was laughing my ass off. There's definitely a bunch of one-liners in this movie that you can definitely be repeating after the movie, which I know I did. There are plenty of them, but I'm not going to spoil any of them for you, because you need to go out and see this movie for yourself. Now, and just all the characters worked well together. Joy and Sadness were such a perfect duo for this movie, and I loved all the voices they had. They were so funny, had such a clever script. This is probably the most clever idea that Pixar has ever thought of. And you're talking about an animation company who have thought of plots like toys coming to life, and monsters living in this other world, scaring human children, and like plots with other movies like Cars, Finding Nemo. This was the most clever out of all of them. And I'm not even kidding. I just love this movie to death. And with flaws, I really can't think of any. I cannot really think of any flaws with this movie. I just loved it. And now, overall, you're going to guess what's happening, though. But Inside Out was amazing. It was an absolutely phenomenal animation movie. Definitely the best animated film that I've seen since the Lego Movie. And the best Pixar movie since Toy Story 3 back in 2010. The best Pixar movie I've seen in a while. And it is in my top 5 favorite Pixar movies of all time. Just letting you know. And before I get to the grade, there have been plenty of movies this year. Well, not plenty, a few that have been close to getting A+, and I reviewed 2 of them, which were It Follows and Kingsman. Then Ex Machina came really close. Mad Max Fury Road came really close. Love and Mercy. Love and Mercy came really close. Bunch of movies came close. I said Mad Max. I think I said all of them. But none of them made it. Because I want to wait for a special movie to get that grade, and this movie was the first movie this year that is going to get an A+. I cannot think of any flaws with this movie. I loved it to death. Amazing animated movie. Definitely go out and see this movie right now. I am forcing you. You need to go out and see this movie right now. Trust me, you will have an amazing time and you will love it just as much as I did. I walked out with the biggest smile on my face, and I was just so happy, and I still am after watching this movie. That is my review of Inside Out, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'm Lucas Stringer. Go see Inside Out.